What's up, guys? We're back for another episode of Wrench and Redneck. Today we're working on this 1966 Ford Galaxie. It's got the Powerhouse 289 in it. That is not a Powerhouse, actually. My first Ford that I've really owned, in a sense. It's got the Powerhouse 289 in it, or so the air cleaner says. V8 anyways, automatic. Interior, smells like a big ol' musty, infested rat's nest with just a lot of weird smells, empty beer cans in it. It's not pleasant at all. It's pretty bad. And then sitting out here in the sun baking just makes it all the better. Looks complete. I mean, it's not an absolute rusted shitbox. Frame does have some rust down underneath the driver's door. From what I've heard, that's fairly common on these. The frame's not gone per se, but it's bad. Yep. I don't know if it's roadworthy or not, but we'll find out. Let's go ahead, grab the camera, take a peek around, show you what this thing looks like. Alright, so she's sitting out here in the weeds. I did roll the windows down because I knew I was going to work on this today. Because even from back here, it's not good. It's pretty bad. There's rat poop, mice poop everywhere. Just smelly, but it's pretty cool. I like these old cars. But it's complete. Heck, even the headliner looks decent. Looks like I was gonna say the headliner looked decent, but that means the old mice are up in the headliner, and that's just something I don't want to take down. But to get the smell out of these things, you have to. Back seat, pretty decent. Couple beer cans back there. I don't know what's in the trunk yet. We'll figure that out after we get running. Yep. Looks like a vinyl top, but it's not. It's painted black. And we got the old... I love these old badges on this thing. 289. First thoughts. It's dirty. Should just take the power washer to this whole thing. Battery's dead. Looks like we gonna need some of those bad boys. Mice just got to everything. Spark plugs, got some wires there. Looks like the battery cables are real nice and exposed. We got some more chewed up wires. We just got about chewed up wires everywhere on this thing. I believe these are points in here. Likely gonna have to sand those, get some new spark plug wires, probably replace the fuel filter on it. Who knows if the fuel pump actually works. But other than that, yeah, she's a little baby V8 and a big old boat car, so I think we're gonna go ahead, replace those wires, sand down her points, replace the spark plug wires, put the battery in. Let's get to it. Well, let's go ahead, probably just try and do one at a time so that way we don't have to mess with the firing order. This should be right. The car has been sitting for a number of years. Could not tell you how many, but we'll just go with a lot based off how it looks. You know, I haven't even seen if the motor turns over or not. Hopefully. Alright, yep, she's free. We're good there. Go ahead. You gotta put them back in the wire loom. We're doing things proper here. This is the one that the mouse used as a nice little snack. Number 7. No good. Chewed that one right in half. Yeah, I keep hearing wafts or something, and I'm not a fan. I'm allergic to those things. I can hear them buzzing. And that is not the boys buzzing. Interesting. Oh, it's manual brakes. Fun. We do have power steering though. Oh, that almost looks brand new in there. That's shocking. Alright, driver's side done. To the passenger side. Oh, Mr. Mousy got the number 4 too. I really hope the only ones they got were these few, and not anything in the car. Otherwise we could be chasing our tail for a while. Alright. One step closer to having some firepower, this bad thing. How many wires we got? Luckily these things are color coded here. Let's go ahead and replace those wires next. I need some better pliers at the crimps on the end there. Saved me a bunch of time. Alright. See if we can't catch this thing on fire. One set done. I don't see any other wires. Famous last words. Let's go ahead and repair those. Get that. Hopefully I got another battery cable for that, because that one's pretty bad. Oh man, they chewed on all these wires. Boy, they just caused me a headache. Fun fact, mice chew on these because they just enjoy it. That's the simple answer. They can chew on wires for a couple of reasons. Some automotive wire, the insulation is made out of like a soy-based material, and the mice can be attracted to that. They can also chew on it to sharpen their teeth, and the fact that they can actually just hold on to the wire as they chew on it. So yeah, there you go. Now you know. While you're here, go ahead, drop a comment down below. Do you think this thing will do a burnout with this little 289, this big old thing? The answer is, depending on how much oil we put on the tires. I don't know if it'll do a burnout or not. Like I said, I've never owned a Ford, so I have absolutely no idea the power these things make. Alright, do a quick little... installed. Alright, don't mind the compressor in the background, but moment of truth, let's put some positive power to it. Smell any or see any smoke? Well, not seeing anything. We'll see if it turns over. Wow. So I haven't touched anything really other than new plug wires and patched those 2 spots up. Sprinkled some gas down the carb. Fired it up. Haven't messed with the points, didn't touch any of that. Threw a new battery in. Let's see if we can get those bowls to fill up and get it to actually idle for a couple minutes. Idling. Fuel system not working at all. We got no fuel coming up to this filter here, which the filter's kind of collapsed, I guess. So what we're gonna do is go to O'Reilly's, pick up a new filter, pick up a new fuel pump, get about 6 gallons of gas. The gauge says empty. Whether that works or not, who knows, but throw some fresh gas back there in the tank, get that filter on, see if we can't get that fuel system working for this bad boy. Finally got the fuel pump ordered. Went to O'Reilly's, got that. Already put it on the car. Got the new fuel filter on the car. And you gotta check this out. What'd I do with it? Alright, here it is. The old fuel filter that was on this, you can actually shake it and rust falls out of it. Hopefully we didn't suck anything into the carb. Hopefully the tank isn't bad. Because the fact that there's a bunch of rust in this is a little concerning, I guess, to say the least. Fuel gauge says empty. I'm gonna do the right thing and just pour 6 gallons of fresh gas in it and new fuel filter. Hopefully that catches it all. I don't know, but we're about to find out. Let's go grab that gas and see what happens. Well, it doesn't smell like varnish. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Definitely gonna get this all over. Oh, I hate these gas cans. It's probably all pouring right onto the ground right now. Cost me last week's paycheck to fill this thing. I bet this thing just has a monster gas tank in it too. I bet it's all of $100 to fill it. Put in 3 gallons. Maybe not quite. Let's see if we got any leaks. Oh. Man, it's a lot scarier under here than I was thinking. Not seeing any leaks. Let's go ahead and throw a little fuel in the carb. See if that pump starts picking anything up. Fill this bowl up just a little bit. Alright, gonna put you guys on the filter so we can just see how bad the fuel is that gets pumped into that thing. Let's fire her up. Not looking too terrible. See if we can get those bowls to fill up. Running pretty good. Sitting here just idling. Fuel doesn't look too terrible. Alright, sounds like we got an exhaust leak right under the passenger door. It's running good. I can't believe I haven't touched anything other than some spark plugs, new fuel pump. out of the weeds has absolutely no brakes. Which kind of be expected with a rusty Iowa car, you know. If we weren't doing brakes, something'd be wrong. Gonna check the fluid, throw some fluid in if it's empty, find the leak. It's been a couple days, had to order some brake parts, unfortunately, for this Galaxy. So we got her pulled into the shop tonight. Gonna get the tires off the front. I got new wheel cylinders for the front, new rubber brake hoses. The one hose I could not find is this car actually has a rubber hose that goes from the master cylinder right up there down to the proportioning valve. Could not find that hose anywhere, but technically I could just use a hard line on it. It's not both. The master cylinder and the proportioning valve are fixed units mounted to the firewall and the frame. So just do the little spiral thing so it can kind of flex slightly. If I need to, I'll replace that one, but for now, get this thing in the air, get the tires off, see if we can break the wheel cylinders free. The bleeder screw, I doubt it, but let's go ahead and get to it. We got the wheels off, and we got the joy of front drum brakes. Well, shoot. Typically, on the rear of cars, don't mind the dying flashlight, these drums just slide right off the studs. Not the case for front. You gotta pull that cover, take your basically your spindle nut off or whatever, and that whole hub assembly and front drum slides off, and then we can access the wheel cylinder. And simple as that. We still got a decent amount of pad there. There's our wheel cylinder right there. Gonna go ahead and pop these springs off and get that out of there, get the new one in. I did notice that this brake line has actually been replaced up until the rubber hose. So that can mean good news or bad news in a sense. Good news is we're not going to twist that line by removing it from the rubber hose right there. Alright, now that I say this, the other side's going to go miserable, but this side went really well. I cannot complain at all. It definitely helped that that brake line was replaced before. So we just popped out the old wheel cylinder there, got the new one in, got the new rubber hose, and sometimes those collapse when they sit over time. You can see it there. And basically, I believe that was rusted up because I wasn't even getting any fluid to it at all. Brake pedal just went straight to the floor like there was nothing but air in the lines. So I'm going to go ahead, pop the bleeder off this one. Well, first I need to put that back on, put the bearing assembly back in. Yeah, the right thing would be to put new bearings in while you're already in, put new springs in as well as new pads. But yeah, we're not going to do that. We're trying to stay on the budget here. So put that on, bolt it all back together, get the shoes adjusted right, and then we'll get that thing blood and hopefully get the air out of the lines. And maybe we'll see what the pedal does. Hopefully we get something for pedal. We should have a little pedal by doing just this one wheel. Got the old handy one-person brake bleeder kit out. Threw it on. Ran through probably 3 cycles through the master cylinder. Of basically just draining it and pulling all the air out that we could on this wheel. And still had no brake pedal, so I pumped it a bunch of times, came back again, did it about 3 more times, and we started finally having a little bit of a brake pedal. As soon as I got any brake pedal, you could just hear it immediately squirting out somewhere else. It's like, yep, this is like true fashion here. You're just going to chase yourself all the way down this 20-foot long car at every rust spot possible. And, you know, right underneath the driver's door, you can kind of see the puddle there. It just started puking it out. So I did the right thing and pinched off the rear line right there, rolled it up with some vice grips. We'll replace that at a different date. But for now, hey, as soon as I did that, that pedal is real nice. We finally got some brakes on it. I still haven't touched the passenger side, but it's like 1 a.m. and I'm falling asleep, so Gonna bolt the tires back on, roll the car back outside. We'll finish that wheel tomorrow, figure out what we need for a brake line to get to the back of the car, replace that. By the way, did you notice how well that thing fired right up? This thing is... I gotta sell it. I cannot keep this one, Phoenix. Alright, next day. Finally tackling the passenger side. I knew yesterday went way too easy. It immediately stripped out the line going into the rubber hose that goes down there. So yeah, she's stripped smooth. Before you know it, yes, I soaked it with PB Blaster yesterday. I hit the thing with all kinds of heat until I ran out of propane, and no luck. So now we're going to resort to this good old tool. Maybe try and break it. If not, that line is so rusted right there that likely, even if I do get it to break loose, I'm going to assume it's going to snap or bend or something and probably leak anyways, and then I've just wasted all my time messing with that rather than cutting it, just running a new line right over there. I got plenty of brake line laying around the shop to do that anyways, just as I expected. You can see the line is still stuck to it. So we're gonna end up having to replace that rusty line that goes over to... Alright, it's only midnight. We got the brake tool down there doing its thing, getting all the air out of the new line that we ran from the passenger side all the way over here. We got the cap off the master cylinder. So I think I'm gonna call it a night, come back in the morning. Alright, it's cleaning day on the Galaxy. We went to Menards, picked up some cleaning supplies here. May have already did a little bit. Went ahead and cleaned the windows on the car, and she's cleaning up pretty good. Still smells terrible, but I got some air freshener, got the vacuum out and everything, get all that. The headliner has some holes in it where the mouse has a nest up there. Plan is to just stick the vacuum up, vacuum it all out. I'm gonna put duct tape over it for right now, just seal that off. The carpet cleaner is like a fabric cleaner, OxyClean deal. We'll spray the seats down, scrub those. Hopefully we can kind of get the smell knocked out of the inside of the car so it's not as bad to drive it once we get it on the road. But it's already like almost, probably 100 degrees. It's like 10 a.m. here. So I'm gonna hurry up, try to knock this out, go get the plates for it, take this thing for a drive finally this afternoon. We'll see you then. Alright, it's finally time to hit the road with this thing. I'm going to throw that last 3 gallons of gas I have in it so that way I don't run out on the way to the gas station. Just got insurance on it. Got the GoPro on the one tire that actually spins. So maybe we'll see if that tire can actually spin on some pavement rather than the gravel. I know it spins on the gravel pretty decent, but the interior, we got it detailed and it is smelling amazing in here. I have never had better luck cleaning out the inside of a car and actually getting it to smell good. I put duct tape over the holes in the ceiling, duct taped the glove box shut because, well, the latch is all broke and it was annoying me just flopping around down there. Vacuumed up all the mouse poop that I could. It's in pretty decent shape. I mean, it's not terrible, at least it's complete. Oh yeah, these air fresheners, it's True North air fresheners. Kind of makes it smell like a little bit of pine in the inside of the car, but it definitely masks the smell pretty good. See, we got no headlights. We're running out of daylight, so we better hurry up. But quick view of the car, running awesome. Seems to be driving around the shop awesome. I can't wait to actually throw some miles on it and pray we don't break down. Let's go ahead and throw that gas in and hit the road. Transmission was actually a quart low on fluid, so good thing I checked that. Seatbelt work? Nope. Oh, come on. There we go. windows down, letting her air out. Brakes seem to be working pretty decent. I think we only got one set of headlights working, so I think our little friend's got some wires on that side, but we'll make her a quick trip. Alright, she shifted. Brakes are still working. Oh, there's something dangling. I wonder if that's exhaust. This thing is just floating down the road. I like it. Oh, speedometer's working too. I didn't even notice. Fuel gauge still doesn't work. We don't have oil or temperature gauge, so even better. We don't have to worry about any of that. Seatbelt just... Oh, that's why the seatbelt meets in the middle. Oh, nice. I think I need to turn up the idle just a touch. Or bump the timing up a touch, too. Nice! I gotta give it to Ford. Their motors do sound pretty good with exhaust. Granted, this thing's just missing exhaust. Uh-oh, she's starting to run rough. Let's pull into the shop again real quick. She's starting to, I don't know, maybe I'm just being weird. Probably doesn't have any fuel in it. I mean, it seems to be running fine. It's just idling super low for some reason. Nope. Oh, you may have noticed too in the pictures, sometimes the starter disengages itself, so it doesn't actually continue to start it. Oh, she fired up. Well, it looks like we got brake lights back there. I'm gonna check the headlights one more time. Check. Oh, you gotta sell this car, Phoenix. I keep telling myself that. One headlight. You know, if 3 were working, I bet we have high beams. Maybe we get. Let's check high beams, see what that does. Maybe if we could at least get a headlight on the other side. Good old floor high beam too. I put it on the high beams and I have one upper and one lower. Wow, that's good enough for me. Alright, let's go take it for a little bit of a cruise. It's sitting here idling pretty good. Alright, let's go open her up, see what happens. We're running. She's getting dark quick. I'm actually surprised how well the brakes are working too. Alright, let's see if she does 60. Oh, did not like that. Didn't seem to want to actually go into gear. Oh, oh, mouse poop. Mouse poop is hitting me in the face. Oh. Ugh, that was bad. Oh, she's smelling warm. It does burnouts. I cannot believe it. Not bad, Galaxy. I did notice I threw a quart of trans fluid in, and because it wasn't even registering on the stick, and it looks like we still had to put half of a quart in yet, but I had the garage all locked up, so I think it's just a little low on fluid. It's actually running pretty good. I think we're gonna call that a night. All right, well, we did have one upper light and one lower here. Oh, is that hissing? I don't know, we'll worry about it later. But one of the lights burned out, or the wires lost. Who knows what happened. It did spin the tires, which was shocking. Seems to be running good. Idling super low in drive, so we need to address that. Put some more trans fluid in it. That's a solid win. We'll be back. We adjusted the carburetor a little bit, topped off the trans fluid. In that same time, I'm like, I need to double check the choke, because it seemed like the choke wasn't shutting off. And I think that's what a little bit of that sputtering was last night at the end of the video. It's a heated choke, essentially. I'm not sure, I've never seen one, but basically it's got a line that goes from the electric choke, well, not electric, goes from the choke all the way down to the manifold. It rusted off at the manifold, so it was staying closed the whole time, so did the right thing, threw a little piece of wire on it once the car warmed up. Well, we got it so the choke's staying wide open now. We got her sitting here warming up. I think we're good to go. It's running great. I finally got to idle pretty decent in drive. I gave it a touch of timing. I didn't have a timing light, but I figured a little bit wouldn't hurt it too much. So we're gonna run to the gas station. We're gonna head home and we're gonna wrap this up. We made it. Galaxy is home. It's running all right. Actually, it runs good. Brakes work great. Trans, you really got to ease into the throttle. Other than that, the inside's smelling all right. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this car now. Probably going to sell it. Maybe I'll paint it the American flag theme or something wild. I don't know. But maybe let me know what I should do with it in the comments. Do another video on it. Who knows? But appreciate you guys coming to the channel. Leave a comment. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you like what you're seeing. And we'll see you next week. Thank you guys.